the highest level of spiritual path is when people align with their mission, fully understand who they are, live a life connected with their authentic selves from within, and make a business out of it. That's the highest level of spirituality. Because we are all here for a service. We all have a calling. There is a reason why you are here, I am here, he's here right now in the 21st century, this day. There's a reason, there's a meaning. It's not nonsense and it's not meaningless. And your whole human design and astrology and character traits and everything you are, with all your gifts and your uniqueness, you have a mission to fulfill.
For sure.
You have a calling. You have people that are waiting for your service. And until you start serving them, the world is not going to change and be a better place. So it's kind of like we all have a responsibility to make this world, no, I wouldn't say better, but to start our real lives.
Yeah.
Be in heaven and create a heaven out of this world. We all are responsible. There are people, you will help, I will help, he will help, all of us. And that's why, like, competing is nonsense, because when you look at each individual, we're all unique. We all have unique gifts. I don't have what you have, and I don't want what you have. You have what I don't have, and you wouldn't want I have. So it's kind of like...
But it's to recontextualize the way we even look at the world, right? It's like just to even understand what you're pointing to as a reality of there's no need for jealousy or envy or somehow feeling FOMO, fear of missing out, because everything that you're experiencing is perfect for you, and everything is coming right in its right time. If you are doing that work, if you're stepping up, then by being in your truth and embodying your truth, you're adding to this heaven on earth. You're bringing that into the world through your own expression, your essence, and everything supports. So what you're saying is, by awakening your power and fully embodying your truth and your spiritual truth, and then bringing that into service, making that your business, you bring to the world. We're just elevating. Everything's being elevated through this process. Yeah.
So it's kind of like the whole universe is waiting for each individual to be themselves, find their mission, and just walk their path. And the moment we do that and stick to our path, the universe just keeps on sending its gifts like crazy, like rain dropping from the sky. That's kind of like the formula of success, the formula of a fulfilling life, the formula of a meaningful life. It's like, if I can bring my students, if I can lead them to connecting to their mission and who they are, they're going to live the most meaningful life of all. And it's going to be so easy. It's kind of like all doors are open when you're walking on your path. All doors close when you're just walking other people's paths, or when you're not walking your path. And people are suffering, and people are sick and tired and unhappy because they're not on their path. The easy path is your path. It's like everything is easy there. It's like everything, just opportunities, health, light, energy, everything is just dropping from the sky. And that's why that's also kind of like a sacred training for me, where I both lead them into understanding their values, their priorities, who they are, their mission on this earth, and I also help them how to create a career and how to become a brand doing what they do. It's like their uniqueness, and also like asking them questions. We have all these procedures on, them looking at the problems they are here to solve, who they can help, who they want to help heartfully and spiritually, and who their target audiences are spiritually, again, and what are their problems, and 99, like there's this exercise called 99 problems where they, you know, after they are clear on their gifts and priorities and values and what they want to do and the people they want to help, they sit down and write 99 problems of those people, and then what leads from these problems and how are they suffering and how they're going to talk about that and how they're going to help those people. And then I help them also, if they haven't yet, create products and systems, offerings as well. So I help them in, you know, their journey on, you know, being their own brand, understanding who they are, understanding their mission, and how that mission reflects into the world. Like everything we talked about with you, the colors of the brand and what it is, the world. What if it was a car? What if it was food? What if it was a home? What if it was a shoe? Like truly help them understand who they are energetically, and then they go ahead and create logos and websites, and then afterwards work on who they're targeting, who they want to help, and also the products and designs and everything, which I've been using as methods my whole life in my own journey. And the reason why I think I became a brand in Turkey, and people sometimes don't even remember my name, and they come up to me and they say, "You're that breath and transformation lady, right?" So it's like, it's crazy what happened in Turkey, because I am just, you know, with my whole energy and what I've been doing, walking my talk, and, you know, have been doing the same thing.
You embody your truth, and
yeah, I've been on the same path for over
20 years. It's very clear for you. It's a lot of energy. I mean, it's even for me, it's like, and I do a lot of, it's like a lot of energy. Yeah, it's when you're in your power. It's...
And when that female creative energy gets centered, this is what happens. So it's like the one way, we need male energy, or the one thing we need the male energy for, is to focus that creative energy, and that needs a lot of male strength, a lot of
strong contain.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something which is gonna sound funny, but for a woman, stopping the action and withdrawing her attention from the material world needs lots of male energy. Because the world is trying to suck my energy into it, and I'm using all my male power to bring it in. And it's also kind of like, the funniest thing is kind of like the sexual energy, because the woman's sexual power is also, like we see it in Japan and Asian tradition, it's all about the vagina, the power of sucking in. It's kind of like this energy, the black hole. So it's kind of like the way we use our male power is by going within and withdrawing, because a woman who is not powerful gets lost, who's unpowerful, who's not empowered, gets lost in action, gets lost in the world, because she doesn't have the power to withdraw. And when man, for example, when you have sex with a woman that is lost, you don't feel that grabbing energy. In your sexual interview, you don't feel drawn to her. You don't feel, in the sexual energy, you don't feel that, or in generally, the woman doesn't feel attractive. The most attractive women are like a black hole. Like you go into her energy and it's endless. It's like, you know, you can go far and far and far. And that energy is the withdrawal and the meditation and the spiritual connection. Like every time we stop, and it's very funny because women are trying to be attractive and they stay in action the whole time. It doesn't work. Like to be attractive, you have to be that black hole. And you have to stop and withdraw. And that energy of stopping and expanding within, like our sexual organ when we give birth, how the womb expands is like insane. I was pregnant with two twins, and it's like I was this big, and I'm like, how did this happen? So it's like the expansion is unlimited. We literally, in our meditation experience and in our spiritual experience, we can go beyond, outside the black hole. We can just go beyond the black hole, and the universe is kind of like a little dot, and you're just beyond, because God and creation is just beyond the whole universe, outside of the black hole. And there I am, the golden eye of the goddess, watching. The golden eye. It's just, you know, it's crazy, and it's like, it's crazy where we can go and how we can liberate from the world, and how that creates this, yeah. And like I said, the male power people see in, when they look at me, like you say, you have that male side very strong. That male side is my withdrawal power. Like I can withdraw so much. Like you just, like, no, right now, and this is very sincere, like right now, no male, no child, no nothing in the world has the power to grab me into the world. I'm that strong in my male energy of withdrawal. It's like you just can't make me do anything I'm not fully spiritually connected with. No one has the power. You know, so that's the male energy, but it's not, for a woman, the male energy doesn't evolve with going out there and working. It evolves by using that male energy to withdraw more and more and more every day. So you're this spiritual energy. And that's the mission. And the last training in the curriculum is, the last principle is strategy. So the difference is, the way man strategizes is by setting goals, creating detailed action plans, and thinking every little thing in detail. The way women create in the world is by wanting something, and then, or setting objectives and goals like men do, like, or, you know, saying things like, instead of I want this and I will reach there, because that's the focused male energy, we say, what if I get there? Is it in my future? Is it already happening? Am I flowing there? And then I close my eyes and check in, asking myself the right questions, and check in with life's truth. Because for me, as a woman and as a female, the most important thing for me in life is staying in my own flow. So I want to stay in what is happening rather than making things happen, if it makes sense. Man makes things happen. But I stay in the happening.
What happens if a man stays in, what happens if the man stays in the happening?
Doesn't.
It's interesting.
Doesn't. I mean, not fully. It's like there is always this, the way man's mind works is there is always this making it happening. Your happening is happening because you're also making it happen.
But the feminine is just...
It's kind of like this level of the ego and God, hand in hand, makes things happen. So it's like, when men are not like you are, because of your spiritual connection, you are connected with the creative energy, the feminine, God, goddess, whatever you call creative, you're hand in hand, and you have the ego, you're hand in hand, walking together, so that you can stay on a sacred path. For some men, they lost their connection with the divine, with the feminine guidance or creative. They're just doing their thing alone. So their experience is, I make things happen. And when you speak with that kind of man, you hear it. They say like, I made this happen.
Which is the masculine ego.
And it's kind of like they're saying, I'm disconnected from creative energy and God and power. Because if you are, you're like, we're doing this together, you know. And you're on a sacred path, you know, doing something meaningful, doing something one with God. So they say in the human design system, around the year 1950s, I think 1940s or something astrologically happened, and male started experiencing God and ego separately. It was together. So that's how capitalism formed. Because now man can do stuff without spiritual connection with the male ego. And that brings a lot of harm, as good and bad together, but it's like, that's what we talked about, like the people only focused on material things. That's happening because it's like the soul and the ego separated. And then this whole economy and capitalism, it grew. And they also say, according to human design, it will again merge one day, go back again. So this is what's happening. For women, it is a different journey. There is no me and God. It's just Rahim and Rahim. We're the same thing. There is no I do it by myself. So the whole, when women get lost in the male world, the whole I make things happen is a dream for a woman. You don't make things happen, you just dream of things, and it's you just see hallucinations, you just dream you're doing something, but you just dream you make things happen. You're making shit happen. You're not making anything happen, and you're just this depressed old lady in the end with nothing, because you're just dreaming. That's the man making things happen. When women try to make things happen instead of being in the flow, they lose everything they think they made happen. Relationships, wealth, business, crash. Because you are one with God, that creative energy. You either are one with that and flowing in that, and you don't have to do anything, it's just happening anyway, and you stay in the happening, or you're lost. So that's the end of the products. And of course, I also help breath workers and breath teachers because of my expertise in breathing sciences. We have a breath coaching certificate program other than these. So we mainly have the 5 principles, mainly for women to master their lives. Women are welcome, men are allowed to hear about the ways. We have the miracle course, which we meet people. I have some workshops as well to meet people. I do free webinars, again, to meet people. And my mission is around getting them in a lifelong spiritual journey and self-connection so that they can live amazing lives like I have been able to.
Amazing. Just a last question to explain again, because I think maybe we got cut when the phone rang.
Yeah.
The fifth workshop, you jumped.
Strategy. Yeah. The thinking. I did shoot it.
It came through. It didn't cut.
Strategy. Yeah, asking yourself the right questions and creating and envisioning and
So, what's your 5th course called?
Okay. The 5th package is the Perfect Life Plan.
Okay.
And it is about strategizing your thinking and staying in the flow, because we create, like I explained, we create different than men do. So men make it happen themselves, with their spiritual connection with the creative force aligned or not, but men do make things happen in the world. They set goals, focus, stay in action, make things happen. Women don't make things happen. We stay connected with what is already happening. When we start following man's rules and we start trying to make things happen, we can make things happen, which will be a dream, and then we're going to lose all of them. And that's why there are all these depressed and unhappy women and unhealthy women, because they followed man's rules. They tried to make things happen instead of staying in their happening and staying in what's already happening and flow in truth. Mm-hmm. They got in illusions and created illusions, basically, because when a woman tries to make things happen, what she's actually creating is an illusion. Mm-hmm. Because it's like you're either one with the creation and truth, or you're not one with that. When you're not one with the creation, real creation, you're one with illusion.
So what's being created in that case?
So the process goes, I help women ask powerful questions to themselves and stay in their truth and envision whether it's really happening or not. It's like seeing, is this true? Is this aligned with what's happening? Instead of wanting things, just asking, is it aligned with my truth? Because when women want things and go after things, they are disaligned and they are lost in illusion. So it's like that process is for the perfect life plan. I again teach women to ask themselves powerful questions, strategize, align with their vision and with their mission, and check in with their truth. Mm. That is very important for a woman. Mm. It's like life and death. It's either illusion or real. And that's that. And I love nothing more than seeing women become empowered and live extraordinary lives.
I have no doubt.
I love it.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for being here, Luke. It was amazing. It's lovely to be in your energy, like this male spiritual light energy. It just penetrates and brings out a lot.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Good. Thanks.
Yeah.